Good day, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's a nice day outside there. This video, we're going to talk about the main different parties in Canada, starting with Liberals, Conservatives, NDPs, the Green Party, and the relatively new party, the PPC Party, and why Canadians need to get their heads out of their.
So here we've got a political spectrum. If you go too far right, you can see you have dictatorship, extreme right wing, which is fascism. If you go too far left, you end up with dictatorship, extreme left wing, communism. So let's look at a couple leaders that would show left and right. First one we're going to talk about is Mussolini. He was the leader of Italy. He was a dictatorship, far right wing. He was a fascist. And if you go to the other side, you would have someone like Stalin, who also was a dictatorship, extreme left wing, for communism. Neither of these two sides are good when you go too far right or too far left, and the examples are these two leaders that I just mentioned. Now we're going to look at a third leader, Adolf Hitler. Now this actually has a little bit of controversy to it, where Hitler fell on this political spectrum. So I would like you to comment in the comments and let me know where you think Hitler fit in on this political spectrum. Was he a fascist, or was he a communist? You let me know.
So now we've had a look at the political spectrum and a couple of leaders from each side of the spectrum. Let's talk about Justin Trudeau for a minute and where him and his party may lay on this political spectrum. Now, it's not just one policy I'm going to refer to here, but the UBI that Justin and his Liberals are talking about is left-leaning. And if you add that into the gun ban he's talking about, or trying to push through, or has pushed through, the mass immigration, I would say Justin Trudeau has moved to the left. And as he's done that, the Liberals have also, over the years, shifted public opinion of where the center is. They always say the right wing, extreme right wing, when they talk about Bernier or someone like that. But really, Bernier hasn't went farther right. The Liberals have went farther left, and they've been able to persuade public opinion enough to move the center to the left. So what the Conservatives, I believe, are doing now, they're following the center. The Conservatives have moved to the left a little bit to offset where that center was. They have to, because public opinion has moved the center. So if they want to get votes and they want to get in, they have to move a little bit to the left to be more appealing to a greater number of people. So you can see how it's equally dangerous no matter which side you go to. And Trudeau has moved to the left. So let's look at some of the policies, what the video is really about. Our government doesn't work for the people no more. It hasn't for a long time. And you can see it in their policies, things that they do to make your life difficult. And they're supposed to be putting in policies that make everyday Canadians' lives easier, more affordable, so everyone can have a meaningful life. And you get what you put into it. So let's look at this for a minute. For an example, a poll done in 2019, pre-pandemic, there was a poll done about immigration and how Canadians feel about the mass immigrations the Liberals were doing. 76% of Canadians disagree with the mass immigrations the Liberals were doing and thought it should be done a different way, whether it be a merit system. Some believed there should be just less immigration altogether. That 76% of the population disagree with the company's policies on immigration, yet the government continues to go ahead and do it based on the United Nations goals that the Liberals are following. So again, who is our government working for? If you take 76% of the population and go against what their wants are, who are they really working for? And part of the problem is these big fucking donors who donate millions of dollars to both sides of the political spectrum to get what they want. And there's no one better that lays this out than this man here, George Carlin.
Right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education! Politicians know that word, they use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind? Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back. so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people. White collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all.
Now, George Carlin lays it out fairly straight there. I know he's talking about Americans, but the same thing's going on in Canadian politics. There's a lot of similarities right now. The gun ban's going on both countries. Immigration, both countries are allowing mass immigration. We're heading in the same direction, and that's what makes me believe even more this is more of a UN agenda than it is a country making the decisions for what's best for the country and the people. People shouldn't rely on the government. Universal basic income is a bad idea on different levels. I know we have welfare, but it's not really enough for people to live off of, and I agree with that. When people get money from the government and they start relying on the government for necessities of life, food, housing, it's a very dangerous game. And the government has you. They have full control. If they control your income, what you can spend on food, what you can't. And we've done a video on socialism before, and it doesn't end up well for the people of the country. So this next election may be one of the most important elections, certainly in our lifetime. And the only party that's questioning some of these policies that everyday Canadians are questioning is the PPC party. And I really hope people understand that, and they understand where universal basic income is going to take us. That's moving us to the left. And it's a dangerous game, and I don't think we should play it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you at the next video. Thank you.